Hey everyone, we have some good news coming from the White House. Relief is coming for millions of Americans, and that includes Social Security recipients, low-income households, middle-income families, and parents. But here's where it gets complicated. Nobody knows exactly what this relief is going to look like yet. President Trump has proposed a $2,000 tariff rebate check. The White House says they're still reviewing all their options. And, on top of that, there's a new Social Security bill on the table that could increase benefits by $200 per month. So, which one is actually happening? When is it coming? And how much are you really going to get? I'm Tony, and here at Retirees Benefits, I read through all the reports, White House announcements, and policy proposals so you don't have to. Today, I'm breaking down everything we know right now about this relief. The good news, the bad news, and what you need to be watching for. If you're on Social Security and $200 per month would make a real difference in your life right now, go ahead and hit that like button. And make sure you subscribe, because as soon as we get more information on this, you'll be the first to know. Let's talk about why this relief is even on the table, because the Trump administration has made it very clear. They're concerned about the cost of everything still going up. Now, President Trump says we're not in an affordability crisis, but let me read you something from Senator Elizabeth Warren. She said the cost of everything from coffee to beef to healthcare is up in large part due to Trump's chaotic tariffs. This new legislation to expand Social Security is an emergency lifeline for seniors struggling to afford Trump's tariffs and rising inflation. Okay, so are tariffs the reason everything costs more? Well, yes and no. Let's be real about this. Coffee prices? Yeah, tariffs are a big part of that because we import a lot of coffee. Beef prices? Not really tariffs. We produce a decent amount of beef right here in the United States. The reason beef costs more is because of grain prices, farm maintenance, machinery costs, property taxes, and labor. It's complicated. Healthcare costs. This one frustrates me. Yes, we import certain ingredients from China for medications, and yes, those get hit with tariffs. But the majority of why healthcare is so expensive in the United States is because we've allowed insurance companies and healthcare corporations to pad their pockets. That's a policy issue, not a tariff issue. But here's what matters. Whether it's tariffs, corporate greed, or broken policies, the fact is that millions of Americans are struggling right now. And the administration knows it. Just this week, the U.S. announced new trade deals in an attempt to cut costs for consumers. They've made framework deals with Argentina, Ecuador, Guatemala, and El Salvador, specifically to reduce food prices for American families. Here's what's happening. While reciprocal tariffs of between 10 and 15% will remain on most goods from these countries, they're removing tariffs on selected goods, especially food items. That's actually positive news. And the announcement specifically says, the Trump administration is under growing pressure to tackle a cost of living crisis affecting millions of Americans. Kevin Hassett, the director of the National Economic Council, said this week that U.S. inflation is at 3% and moving in the right direction, but he acknowledged that grocery prices have risen during President Trump's second term. And it's not just groceries. Shelter costs are up, whether you're getting a mortgage or renting. Cars are more expensive. Even car insurance has gone up, because if you get in an accident, those parts have to be imported. And they're hit with tariffs too. Companies are feeling the squeeze too. Labor costs are so high right now that you're seeing massive layoffs left and right. Companies are trying to cut expenses, and unfortunately, the first thing they cut is people. They're replacing workers with technology and AI to save money. All of this is why the White House is scrambling to provide relief. So here's where we are right now. There are two main proposals being discussed, and nobody knows which one is actually going to happen. Option 1. The Social Security Emergency Inflation Relief Act. This new proposal would bump Social Security benefit amounts by $200 per month. But here's the catch. It would only run from January 2026 through July 2026. That's just 6 months. Honestly, I don't see that happening. If the Trump administration is going to do something like this, I think they would drag it out for an entire year and raise benefits by $100 per month instead of going for 6 months at $200. But that's just speculation. Option 2, the $2,000 tariff rebate check. This is the big one everyone's talking about. President Trump has proposed sending $2,000 checks to millions of Americans as a tariff rebate. According to multiple reports, this would work similar to previous stimulus checks. Congress could start the phase-out after $50,000 for an individual and $100,000 for a married couple filing jointly. We've seen that before with COVID relief checks, so that part makes sense. The question is, which one are we actually getting? Or could it be both? Right now, the White House is still reviewing all their options, and they haven't committed to either one. Let's talk about who this relief would help, because this matters. Social Security recipients. Whether it's the $200 monthly increase or the $2,000 rebate check, seniors on Social Security are supposed to be included. If you're living on a fixed income and watching your buying power shrink every month, this could be real help. Low-income and middle-income households. Both proposals are designed to help families who are struggling with the cost of living. If you're working but barely making ends meet, you should qualify for the rebate check based on the income phase-out. Parents. Families with children have been hit especially hard by rising costs. The relief is supposed to prioritize households with dependents. Disabled individuals. If you're on SSDI or SSI, you'd be included in the Social Security benefit increase if that's what they go with. The bottom line is this: millions of Americans would see some kind of relief. The question is just what form it's going to take. All right, let's talk about the reality of this situation, because I always want to be straight with you. Challenge 1. We don't know which relief is coming. Is it the $200 monthly increase? Is it the $2,000 rebate check? Is it some combination? The White House says they're still reviewing options, which means nothing is set in stone. Challenge 2. Medicare costs are still going up. Here's something that's hurting seniors right now. Medicare Part B premiums are rising by about 11%. It's going up from $185 a month to $206.50 a month starting in 2026. That's an increase of $21.50. So even if you get a $200 Social Security increase, you're immediately losing $21.50 of that to Medicare. That's frustrating, and it shows why healthcare costs are such a massive problem. Challenge 3. Phase-outs might exclude you. If they go with the $2,000 rebate check and use the $50,000 phase-out for individuals, some seniors who work their whole lives and have a small pension might not qualify. That doesn't seem right, but it's how these programs often work. Challenge 4. Timing is unclear. The Social Security bill talks about January 2026. The rebate checks have no timeline yet. If you're struggling right now, and I know many of you are, waiting until next year feels like forever. Okay, but here's the good news, and I don't want this to get lost. First, relief is coming. We're hearing this from multiple people inside the Trump administration. The White House knows that millions of Americans are struggling, and they're actively working on solutions. That's not nothing. Second, Social Security recipients are specifically mentioned in both proposals. Whether it's the monthly increase or the rebate check, seniors are supposed to be included. You haven't been forgotten. Third, these trade deals they just announced should help bring down food costs. If tariffs are removed on selected goods from Argentina, Ecuador, Guatemala, and El Salvador, that should translate to lower grocery prices over the next few months. Fourth, inflation is moving in the right direction. It's at 3%, which is still higher than we'd like, but it's coming down. That means the pressure is easing, even if it doesn't feel like it yet. So what should you actually do while we wait for more information? Let me give you a clear action plan. Step 1. Keep watching for updates. This is changing rapidly. Subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications, because as soon as the White House announces which relief option they're going with, I'll have a video breaking it down the same day. Step 2. Check your Social Security statements. Make sure your contact information is up to date at ssa.gov. If relief does come through Social Security, you want to make sure they can reach you. Step 3. Document your expenses. If you're struggling right now, keep track of what you're spending on groceries, medications, and utilities. If there's an application process for any relief programs, having this documentation will help. Step 4. look into your Medicare costs. With Part B premiums going up $21.50 a month next year, now is the time to review your coverage. Make sure you're not paying for things you don't need and look into Medicare savings programs if you qualify. Step 5. Watch out for scams. Whenever there's talk of government checks or benefit increases, scammers come out of the woodwork. Nobody from Social Security or the IRS is going to call you asking for your bank information. If someone contacts you about this relief and asks for money or personal details, it's a scam. Hang up and report it. Here's what I want you to understand. The fact that we're even talking about relief, whether it's $200 a month or a $2,000 check, means the government is finally acknowledging what you've been living. Things are too expensive, and people on fixed incomes are drowning. Is this relief going to solve all your problems? No. Let's be honest. $200 a month helps, but it doesn't fix a broken system. A $2,000 check is great, but it's a one-time payment, not a long-term solution. But it's a start. It's acknowledgement. And the more we speak up, the more we demand better, the more progress we'll see. You deserve to live with dignity. You deserve to afford your medication and your groceries. You worked your whole life, paid into the system, and you shouldn't have to choose between heating your home and eating dinner. So here's where we stand today. Millions of seniors could get more help very soon. But as far as how that help is coming, is it through the Social Security Emergency Inflation Relief Act or the $2,000 tariff rebate check from President Trump? Honestly, we don't know at this time. But the speculation is that relief is coming. We've heard it from multiple people inside the Trump administration. They just don't know exactly how they're going to push this through, when it's coming, how much it's going to be, and who's going to get it. But seniors, and specifically those on Social Security, should be receiving something. That's at least some positive news. As we get more information on this, I promise I'll bring you all the latest news and updates as soon as we get them. This channel exists to keep you informed and help you get every dollar you're entitled to. If this video helped you understand what's happening, hit that like button and subscribe. Drop a comment below and let me know. Would you rather have $200 a month for 6 months or a one-time $2,000 check? I want to hear what would help you more. And if you know someone on Social Security who needs to hear this information, share this video with them. Knowledge is power, especially when it comes to government benefits. Check out my other videos on Social Security, Medicare savings programs, and benefit maximization strategies. The links are in the description. Thank you for watching, and remember, you're not alone in this fight. We're a community here, and we're all looking out for each other. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.